Hi, everybody. So, this is what I want to talk about. Give me 1 second. Okay, so this is the problem. This is about communication, education, transportation, which we need to use for food, shelter, clothing, and water. I already talked about that, but we're moving. That's what it took for us to go in those food, shelter, clothing, water. Now we're slowing down for others, communication, education, transportation. That's to slow down others. But when you stop for yourself, it's because of your music, time, and relationships, your identity, and your animals. All you have to do is use that to talk about what's in the ancestral pool. Your traditions. Okay. Not ancestral, the ancestral pulling, not pulling, because you're pulling from your ancestry, and you're talking about what you can adapt to. You're adapted to your environment. You can't be everywhere at one time. Trump. It's the same thing with all those politicians who have done the same thing in the past. You're just repeating things that you learn from. We're giving people a chance. We're giving you a chance, but it's the same thing when you those drug busts and stuff. That's a crime. That's what they're saying. Like they know what's going on around their ocean waters. You have to focus on America. You're taking your eyes off America by looking and not sending a letter to the people of Venezuela, including the islands. That red alert, like, this is a problem. You're trying to communicate and they don't want to communicate with you. They don't have a problem with it. If they don't have a problem with it, leave them alone. They want you to leave them alone, is what I'm saying. I don't think you should go see them and make a meeting or whatever. You're there just to shut certain situations down. You're there to monitor. You're kind of like, you're spreading information that has nothing to do with them. Those people, they're not going to care. They're not going to care because you don't care. If you show you care by taking care of your business, staying out of people's business, then they will. And that's why we need people to focus on one thing at a time. You're all over the place. You have no basis of evidence to say that this was a drug boat. And it's the same thing with anybody else. People use drugs. Get over it. Okay? People use kinds of situations that issues. They tackle issues that are really needed. If people are starving, and so that's why they're using those things. Because you're attacking something that has nothing to save you. You talking about saving the people. You're not protecting them. There are people who choose to go the way they have to because that's the relationship they have with people. Okay? And you can't change that. Okay? That's just how it is. You're going to end up harming other people by pulling things that don't belong to you. They want to be left alone. Leave them alone. It's the same thing with people who are like who just don't care, who want those ties. And you're talking about pollution, you're talking about climate change, you're talking about taking your American dream to sell things and whatnot. People are gonna do whatever, and you just gonna have to go on by about it. That's their life. Yeah, you can say it's wrong trying to introduce them to Jesus, like how the natives, like, or people who were uncivilized that you call quote unquote nude and everything. Those people came out and confessed that they don't want to be bothered. They're showing their evidence that they don't want to be bothered. They're revealing their true colors. You need to leave those people alone. They're not going to like you. Okay? It's the same thing with if I deal with bullying or something, or somebody, I'm going through legal education right now as it is. And I talk about, about what the law is. You may think you know how to know who's guilty. You're judging them, and you're not taking care of it. It's like, and I'm telling this for anybody who wants to judge anybody. My case or legal concerns, you may think it's funny. You may think that I'm getting hurt or anything. You may think you know it all, but you don't know everything. You don't know that we're not in close allies. We're not allies with you. Okay, you're a Greek, a Roman. You're in allies with Rome. Okay, India's in allies with China. Okay, and we have a relationship. Egyptians, we have a relationship with Medo Persia. We don't have a relationship like Israel has with Babylon. That's on that side. Now you're bringing that forward to here. We have South Africa that we're trying to keep an eye on. Or Venezuela. Venezuela and South Africa have ties to each other. Guyana and Brazil have ties to each other. California and Alabama have ties to each other. Okay? Wisconsin and Greenland has ties with each other. I'm from the South. The only reason why I'm here is because we sell things. Yeah, we bring things because of what was brought from communications and education to protect people here. So the fact that we live here and that the fact that you're race, that I think you're putting rivalries with problems that it doesn't matter. They're neighbors, okay? That's none of your business. You don't have the right to tell people who they can be allies with or not. You need to shut yourself down. You're just another president, another ruler, and you're not going to be the last or the first. Believe me. Your time in your office is almost over. It's the same thing with any person I work with, a boss. They think they can just take over people and get voters and whatnot and want loyalty. No one's going to be loyal to you if you keep forcing your way. If they need you, they will call you. They don't need you. Okay? And that's the problem that most people have. Even in Wisconsin is the third most important state. It's a swing state. It's the same thing with California and Alabama, who California is the top first, and then you have Alabama as the second. The matters of state, that's in California that they were bringing towards here, towards the South, because they have relationships because of migration. And if you knew that, you would read. Why not read? Because there's nothing new under the sun. You're repeating the same psychosis. You need to go to a shrink and get some help. Like all the people in the South, they're looking at you. They're saying things about you. Yeah, well, you don't care about that. Then that's going to cause an rupture of your problem. Your leadership, your leadership skills are really slim to none. You don't know that you're complaining about things that have nothing to do with you, and that's going to cause a lot of problems. I have my own civil case. You want to know my business? You need to talk to me. I'm not going to just talk my business online because I have my people to talk to about that. I'm not talking with anybody else. But for those who want to see this video, for anybody like Trump, for anybody who's in office, for anybody who wants to come down here and tell people what they can and cannot do, you're causing problems. People want safety. Okay? And because you have a problem with people traveling and trying to spread information and be safe. You know why they're coming down here? Because there's climate change. Like they say there's climate change. Yeah, okay. Earthquake zones. So what? People come down here. People were coming down here for safety. And you're trying to say that they have to go back to where they belong. Even if they do or not, they're still not going to listen to you. Now you're cutting ties because you think that they're bringing in drugs or whatever. Whatever. And you want people to keep monitor of that. Okay, whatever. You want people to spread out. And that's what happened. The pandemic happened. Okay, you got that far. But now we're talking about the people who want health problems. They're talking about social distancing. Oh, yeah, social distancing. Okay, because of protection. Who needs to be protected? Children. And you're talking about, you're not the president that they thought they were, including Obama. Oh, and you're the people that you say that you know a lot, but you guys were giving people a chance, and that's a harsh reality. That's unfortunate. Okay, a lot of people are going to bring up their cases, and you can't take care of people's mess because they have their own choice. They have their choice to live or die. Okay, that's what they want to do, either live or die. And if they want to choose that, let them choose that. Okay, it's not your decision if they survive. Some things happen for good people and bad things happen. You're causing war. They don't want you. They don't like you. They don't like what they see in you. Okay, leave them alone. Thank you.